The Chicago Cubs lose a heartbreaker in Game 1 of the doubleheader, and we're going to talk about that and more after the intro.
Your Daily Cubs White Sox podcast, the best place for all the baseball debate you need.
And welcome back, everybody, to a podcast divided. And first off, I just want to say that I've been pretty busy recently. We haven't done a podcast for a bit, but we will be doing more soon. So, and now that that's out of the way, what a game! The Cubs go out there 0-0. Patrick Wisdom hits a 2-run triple. We're up 2-0. Marlins get a run back late. It's 2-1 going into the ninth. We strike out. The side strikes out. All three guys we had up there in the bottom of the eighth went up there and we couldn't hit, but we got the lead 2-1, so it's fine, right? Then we go into the bottom of the ninth, and Adbert Alzolay, Alzolay has had some issues this season, that's for sure. He's had some good days, some bad days. He's not been that dominant guy he was for so much of last year. And he comes in to get the save, and he gets the first guy on the ground out. All good Madrigal mix to play. And that is when things got a bit really bad. Because after one guy got on base, you got a two-run homer in the end. And it is not what you want to see there. Adbert Alzolay has not been hitting. And, he has not been pitching. People have been hitting against him, but he has not been executing those pitches at the end. And that's the issue. Because if you've got a guy who's supposed to come in and be your dominant closer, and then he does that, if you can't hold a close lead, because this offense has had some games where we've erupted for 10 runs. Today was a 2-run performance in this game 1 of this doubleheader. 2 runs we scored. But yet the Marlins don't have any guys to hit. And sadly, De La Cruz is a very, very good hitter. One of the only good hitters on the Marlins right now. They're not a very good team. And yet somehow this happens where you leave one, and it wasn't even right down the middle. It was an inside strike, but it was a mistake. He turns on it. That's the pitch that people turn on in the MLB. Okay, this is the MLB, Major League Baseball. These are professional hitters. You have to be careful in that situation. You have to be pitching low. You can't give up on your off speed because then they'll expect the fastball, so that's dumb. And that is just, it was a mistake, and he let him pay. And, you could say a lot of things. You could say this game doesn't matter. It does, though. It's not the first time we've had a game like this where it's like, you know what, we'll win the next one. And we do normally win the next one. But we still should be winning these games. We can't keep blowing the 8-0 lead. Sure, after that we came back and won the series. Or so many games like that or the game when we were winning it's not okay for this stuff to be happening. Where every so often, every week we just have a game like this where got the lead, looking good, only to come in and choke it, and then we win the next few, and we're playing a really good team right now, but not like well-rounded. Like the thing is right. We're 12-8 right now. Great. I think it might be. Yeah, it's 12-8. Milwaukee's 12-6. 12-8's not that bad. I mean, we've had some tough teams to play against. 12-8. 4 games over 500. But we could be 13-7 right now. We could be a lot better if we won every game that we should have won this year. And sure, you're not going to expect to have that happen every time. Like, you're going to have some games that don't go your way. But when the game is in your grasp, and to have that happen, and sure, the 8-0 game, that was like 1 in a 150 odds that happens. Like I think I saw like that never almost happens. But this game was more of a close one. You don't do enough at the plate, but you do enough to get the win. You know, great pitching by Assad today. So for this to happen, this is a meltdown in that closer role for Adbert, and I thought people were being too hard on him. I don't know anymore. He is not executing. You can't have him choke every other game in that closer role. You just can't. You need to find someone else. And if our bullpen cannot handle taking a lead into the 9th inning, then we will not be winning a lot of games. So it's not good what we're seeing right now from the Cubs, and it's not boding well for games in the end of the year when our bullpen will be tired. Does not bode well for that either. So, of course, it's only game 1 of the doubleheader. We won yesterday. Yeah, it's tonight. The Marlins are pitching a minor leaguer. So, like, it's not like it's a bad, horrible situation. But last year we missed out on the wild card by 1 game technically, but it was actually 2 games because the Diamondbacks had won the tiebreaker against us. So because of that, technically it was 2 games. In the standings it was 1. Anyways, so you get the point, right? 2-1 games. We've had we've had 3 games that we've blown this year already. I'm trying to remember what the second one was, but you know that 8-0 game can never happen. Never. And then this game is a game that happens to a non-competitive baseball team, not a postseason team. If we're in the playoffs this year and we have a lead 2-1 going into the 9th inning, and we have Adbert Alzolay on the mound, he has to execute. He has to get the save. You see, you get to a certain point in the season where you have to win if you're in this type of situation. You have to, because you're going to lose some games. Marlins aren't even that good of a team. You have one good hitter, and you make a mistake like that. Like, it's just not what you want to see from Adbert Alzolay. And then the bats getting cold. I mean, I know we had the lead, but also the offense did not do that well today. I mean, besides Wisdom's triple, I mean, we had a bases loaded situation earlier. I mean, at the end, we had first and second, nobody out, and Canario goes up there trying to hit a 500-foot home run. Like, I don't know what you're doing, but you're not doing the right thing when you are not. All you need to do, in Canario's situation, it was 1 out. All he needed to do was hit a fly ball to the outfield, semi-deep, and that would literally give us a tie game, 3-3. Like, Canario right there had the wrong approach at the plate. And I know it's a major league pitching. It's major league pitching. It's going to be hard to make contact. But he was going for a 700-foot home run there. When we were down 3-2 with second and third, because that was a good bunt. That was a really good bunt there. I mean, to get the runners over to second and third. And then Canario gets up there So we sacrificed an out to get second and third, only for him to swing and miss a billion times. Like, that's not what you need to be doing. It's not a quality at bat. And because he could not execute there because he had a bad at bat, we had 2 outs. And of course, we can get a hit at the end. And think about that bunt. I mean, I think that was a good play. I mean, I do agree that bunts are normally nowadays very not, like, I agree with the people who are saying that they're not worth it most of the time, but it was definitely worth it there. Double play here, double play pitcher. Bunt them over. That's a great play. 1 down, second and third. I'm not sure exactly what the numbers are, but you're probably expected to score 1 to 2 runs in that situation. So all you have to do as Canario is hit a sac fly. Like, do something, anything, but do not swing and miss because you're trying to get a 500-foot tank. That's just not what you can do in that situation. So you think about the bullpen, right? I mean, we actually pitched good until Alzolay. I mean, does he even deserve that role anymore as a closer? Because he's not even looking that good. Like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, well, I do know what's going on. It's a meltdown. We don't have enough depth at the bullpen. But Adbert is supposed to be good. Like, I don't know what changed, but he's not who he was last year. And that's not okay if we want to win the division and make a run in the playoffs. Because even if we win this division, let's say 85 games and the Brewers win 83, if we're blowing a game every so often, and then our offense gets, so even when our offense has been hot and then we've choked, and then today obviously it was not very hot, but 2 runs you shouldn't expect to win every time. It's a gamble. But point is that we've blown games of all kinds. And if there's a chance of us blowing a game when we do stuff right, like, that was a wasted quality start there for the Cubs today. Like you just can't do that. That just can't happen. And the Cubs have lost 4 games this year already, going into the 9th inning, and with the lead, they were winning. Going to the 9th. So, in other words, that's 4 games with the lead into the 9th inning to choke. And no, it's not in it's not in 162. It's in how many games have we played? Let's see. 12 plus 8. That's 20 games. That's a fifth of your season. That's 20% of your games choked. Like, you cannot do that. If you have the lead in the 9th, going into the 9th inning, if you want to get a win in the playoffs, you have to win every time. We're not doing it. It's not happening. It's not good. But that's what it is. So I guess that's just story of the game. I mean, you looking at what people are saying. Adbert Alzolay blew his 4th save of the season. I mean, yeah. He's the closer. If we have the lead, he's going to go in. So that's the... Oh, gosh. That is not good. So, Adbert Alzolay, guess how many appearances he's had to get the save? Like, save opportunities. 5. He blew 4 of them. If you have a 20% success rate as a closer, you need to be shipped off to Iowa. Okay, maybe he can be on this team and be a bullpen piece. But being a closer, he needs to find his stuff. It's not good. And you think about, I'm looking at what Sam Olber thought. He said he would hit Belly instead of Canario there. He tweeted that before, during that at bat. But anyways, was Bellinger not in the game today? Cannot tell. But anyways, important thing is that the Cubs could not execute there, and you think about who you can blame. Blame the bullpen. Blame the offense going cold at the wrong time. Blame bad luck. Blame Jed Hoyer. Blame Craig Counsell for not doing the right stuff. Is he even an improvement? People are asking now. We thought he was gonna win us close games, but I mean, we've not seen that. And some people think he's done a nice job overall, but there have been some very weird moves late in games. None more odd than Canario taking that at bat. And then also you think about, should they have pitched Hector Neris in that situation? I mean, Neris hasn't been good either. I mean, I don't know. What do you even do? Oh, I know what you do. Jed, you make a move. But no, we have to be cheap. We have to get Hector Neris. That kind of seems smart, actually, but it's not, because it's still you could make all these arguments that Jed is right because he's saving money. Jed's saving for the future. What happened after 2016 when we had the best team in baseball? Best team in baseball. They all got old, but they weren't even that old. They stopped producing. If you're having guys like last year, for example, we had a stretch where we were really good. This season so far, we've been really good in certain areas. If only Jed managed like a team going for it this year, we would, instead of being, 12-8, we'd be like 15-5. We've choked some games, and then we've also had some games where we haven't been winning on the margins because we haven't made moves on the margins. I mean, and then Counsell hasn't been helping with that either, with weird decisions. Like Canario hitting there was not smart. And then we need another closer. I mean, our bullpen's not good enough. If they all pitched good, then they would be. And even last year when we pitched good, we didn't have enough depth. We didn't have enough pitchers to sustain. So we had started getting injuries. And then, it's not okay what's going on right now. You think about all these things that are going on. Bullpen. Offense having so many games where we score 5-10 runs. Bullpen blowing a lot of games. Kyle Hendricks, too. I don't know what we should do about him. He's not showing anything. Okay, so look at this, guys. We had 2 guys who were on the bench when Canario stepped up to the plate. Michael Busch, who's had 2 straight... Okay, I can't even talk. Michael Busch, who had 5 straight games recently with a home run. And Cody Bellinger, who you decided to give something million dollars with. And he's a big part of this team. That money could have gone somewhere else. Cody Bellinger and Michael Busch, who is a guy who you were very high on as Jed. Jed thought he was going to be really good. Jed traded for him with the Dodgers. He's been good. Keeping him on the bench? What are you doing? Craig Counsell, wake up. David Ross is a better manager in that situation. Who's going to do that? I would not let Canario. If you have Michael Busch and Bellinger up there, and you're letting Canario hit, and then of course he doesn't even have the right approach. Michael Busch is the guy who's supposed to be crushing it, and then him on the bench, what can he do? or Bellinger. Like, why would you make the trade for Bush at all? Why would you sign Bellinger? What's the point? He's not a closer. Yeah, I do not disagree. He walked the guy. Grounder, walk. And of course, good, very bad mistake. Fastball down the middle. Man. Yeah, he is not pitching to get whiffs. I agree with that. Anyways, quick game 2 preview. Shota Imanaga. I think I can finally say his name. Shota Imanaga is the Cubs pitcher for game 2. And that is a very good sign because he has been pitching really good. And I'm trying to find out who is pitching for game 2. For game 2, Roddery Munoz is pitching in his MLB debut. Yeah, so I heard that this is a AAA guy. And with how our offense has played this year, we should demolish him, which is a great sign. And Shohei Managa has been great, like I said. 0 ERA. Yeah, he has not allowed a run yet. And think about the Marlins today. That loss in the first game. That was the tougher game. It just was. I mean, think about the Marlins. They were 4-16 going into this game, but they did have they did have a better pitcher going out there in game 1 than game 2. I mean, their bullpen. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this next game has to be a win. I mean, when you think about splitting this series, not the series, playing the doubleheader. If we win yesterday, which we did, and we win tomorrow, and we win tonight's game, 3 out of 4 against the Marlins is fine. I mean, I'm happy. If you ask me that, 3 out of 4 against the Marlins, 4-game series, we win 3. Are you happy? Yes. That's great. The issue is if that one loss is today's loss, then that is a big mistake. So that cannot happen. So if we end up, for example, losing tomorrow and splitting the series and winning tonight, that will be a major letdown. Because this is a bad team. They were 4-16 going into today. Before today, they had a -4 run differential. Like, that's not good. So we'll see about that AAA guy, Roddery Munoz, going against, in his MLB debut, going against Shota Imanaga. Shota Imanaga has been really impressive this year. He's facing a AAA guy. I mean, you gotta expect the Cubs to win here. Just gotta hope, in baseball, they gotta just forget about it. They gotta forget about that first game and get the win. Salvage the doubleheader. Game 2 will be a lot easier. Should be. Never know. So, yeah, stay tuned for more podcasts. We will be attempting to do a lot more in the future. And then when summer starts, we will be doing everyday ones. So that'll be really fun. So still, Cubs having a good season. I mean, all the points I said about choking, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's just not a very good situation that we're in. So let's hope for some more Cubs wins. Hope the offense pops off here in Game 2 against that AAA guy. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. And until next time, see you later, and go Cubs. Stay frosty, everyone.